Hello and welcome to today's analysis for Bitcoin. So today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin on the 3-day, 12-hour and 2-hour time frame. So let's just quickly look at what I said last time regarding the 3-day, and then we'll see where we are now. So let's just see what was mentioned. And this is a volume indicator up here. So the volume indicator is in the buy territory, but is still not super bullish. So we preferably would want to see this flipping green, which it's not yet. So this move isn't completely confirmed yet, but there are early signs that we are starting to turn around here on the 3-day. If I was in the 3-day here, I would be taking a long here for sure, but with a stop. Right, so where we left off, we were waiting for the candle to confirm green, but we were looking to start taking an early long on the 3-day charts. So let's have a look now and see what happens. So I did indeed start accumulating again around here. I've been out of Bitcoin now for quite a while. I started exiting my positions here. I finally exited around here. Now on the 3-day chart, I like to basically build up my long-term position with Bitcoin, and so I like to accumulate on the green candles and start selling on the red candles. So I still have a long-term hodl stack, which I have, and I start to increase my leverage on the green candles. So I mainly just deleveraged around here, and I've been waiting ever since, really. Missed most of this up and down, choppy sideways action, really. Just waiting for some green candles to confirm. And so we have had 2 green candles confirm now. So I'm quite happy to start entering my positions. I did buy around this area here, so pretty much where I entered. We did have a nice pump up as well on the candle, which is what I was expecting and what I mentioned on my last video. If you want, you can check out my last video where I went through in more detail what I was expecting with the price action. So looking at it currently, not too much has changed since the last candle. I mean, we do have 2 green candles now. The third one, even though we have had a bit of a correction, we're still green. The price action is still in bullish territory, and we are still waiting for that bullish volume to come in. But starting to kind of build up a stack here, I'm quite comfortable doing that. I'll be very happy to even exit the position if we go below the 11k area. But for now, I'm just slowly accumulating, and with the expectation that we are going to continue up. But of course, things can change. This isn't financial advice. This is just my interpretation of the charts using my indicator, which has a proven track record. You can see whenever there's been green candles, we have had some strong up moves. So following that, really, it's just a bit of a waiting game here, really. But I'm neutral. I'm entering a position, but I am neutral. I would like to see more bullish volume, preferably, but I am quite happy to start accumulating here on the 3-day. So now let's look at the 12-hour. Okay. So with the 12-hour, we can see we are starting to see some red candles here, which is a bit of a warning sign. Now, and for those who watch my earlier videos, I did mention that red candles don't exactly mean exit your position now, things are looking bad. As long as the price action is still bullish and going up, and we're green down here, then the red candles hold a bit less weight. They're still important, but unless the price action starts to follow the candles, then I'm not too worried about that. So what I did was I entered my long around here, the 10,800 area. I exited some of that position at the 11,400 area, and I did exit some also at the 11,650 area. So, but I am still long. I still have my long position, but I just deleveraged slightly at the 11,400 area and the 11,650. Just waiting really to buy the dip. If we come back down to here, the 11,250 area, I'll be happy to start probably adding some there, especially if we start seeing a green candle. But for now, I'm not too worried. It's natural to have some pullbacks in a bullish upwards move. We can see some examples. We just let's see. So no, we can always have some pullbacks even if we're in an uptrend. So we don't have to worry too much about the red candles, unless we start breaking some significant support. Right. And as I mentioned also in my last video, we do tend to have some pullbacks when we hit this yellow line here. We do tend to have some corrections and a bit of cool down. So this wasn't completely unexpected on the 12-hour. It's completely fine to be bullish, and there are always going to be pullbacks. So right now it's just waiting for a green candle and accumulating as we go down. So let's have a look at where I mentioned that in the last video. Perhaps just slightly overextended. If you look at the history when it hits this yellow trend line here, there does seem to always be a bit of a pullback. You can see here. Sometimes obviously when the move's very strong, it can. Right, so as I mentioned in that last video, it's not completely unexpected to have some cool down and some pullbacks. So right now, I'm quite happy to just buy the dips on the 12-hour. I'm not overly bearish yet on the 12-hour at all. So now let's look at the 2-hour finally. So 2-hour is looking a bit more bearish from what we can see here. The long-term trend is still red, and the shorter term candle color trend is also turning red. So things are starting not to look very good on the 2-hour time frame here. And let's just look at what I said in the last video. Let's get the 9. Let's just get that up and see. But what it's telling you is that there is a bit of a divergence between the price action and the fundamentals. So it is a bit of a warning sign that perhaps we do need some cooling off here. The volume's also not the strongest, and the price action is in bullish territory, but when looking at this, looking at the candles being red, looking at the volume being red, looking at the candles being red, there's a few more warning signs on the 2-hour that we might have some more sideways action for a while. Yeah, so that was pretty much spot on there. We are going to expect a bit more sideways action, which is what we have had since that video. We did have some ups and downs, but mostly we're in the same place. We're having more cooling off. The candles are still quite red. We are seeing mixed signals here. We kind of have had little pumps and little pullbacks. So I mean, right now we're in a bit of a choppy sideways action on the 2-hour. So we really just need to wait to get a bit more of a trend, really. I would definitely be waiting on the 2-hour to see if we can just get a bit of a bit more of a trend before I start thinking of entering. But the 2-hour is definitely biased towards the bearish bearish side, unlike the other time frames. So I wouldn't actually mind even considering entering a short here on the 2 hour time frame, just because we have had so many red candles. The volume is red, and also the price action is also below the zero line. So this isn't the worst place to consider. I would consider entering a short, but yeah, looking at that and the overall picture, not too much has changed since the last video really. There are starting to be very good signs on the 3 day. Candles are turning green. We just need some more bullish volume. 12 hour, we're still pretty much sideways. I've deleveraged, but I'm still in a long on the 12 hour. I'm not too worried. You'll see a lot of YouTubers. The problem with a lot of YouTubers on here is that their main aim is to get a ton of subscribers, and so what they're going to do is they're going to call for the moon. They're going to call for the absolute. They're going to call for stupid numbers like 2K. They're not going to follow. They're not going to trade with logic. It's just to create emotion. So, I'd be very wary of following a lot of YouTubers and following these crazy calls. What we just need to do is we just need to look at the price action, look at the trend, and then follow the trend. There's no need to be calling for 2K tomorrow or these crazy numbers, when all we need to do is just keep objective, watch the charts, and our trades will then follow. So that's that. So obviously, if anyone has any questions, feedback, any coins they suggest, then I'll be very happy to look into that and do some more analysis. I am thinking of doing a video on not just USD pairs. So I'm considering looking at Ethereum and Bitcoin pair. I'm looking at the Litecoin and Bitcoin pair. And I might even look at the Chainlink and Bitcoin as well, and also Bitcoin dominance. So those are some videos I'm going to be considering in making. So if you're interested in any of those, then please hit the subscribe button. Click that thumbs up, and you can also follow me on my Twitter. My Twitter is @SmasherCrypto. So that's that. Have a great day.